The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way.
Good morning. The pharmacist says their crime strategy is delivering results, but the Commissioner of Police noting that armed robberies are on the rise. F&M leader Michael Pintard says he's on the side of the Bahamian people, insisting he's not pushing the GBPA agenda. And in business, we are talking with the Humane Society about animal cruelty and that reaction to that viral video of a dog being fatally shot by a corrections officer. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, March 11th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning, it's Rake and Scrape Month in public schools, and we're going to be talking with the Department of Education about that, what that entails, what that is all about. You don't want to miss it. That's coming up. But first, it's time for the Overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, as part of the Davis administration's ongoing efforts to combat crime in the Bahamas, Prime Minister Philip Davis visiting residents of Southern Shores to hear their concerns yesterday. While touring the community, Davis pointed to recent crime stats released by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, revealing a decrease in homicides and other major crimes, saying that the numbers reflect progress. He said that since the launch of Clear, Hold, and Build, the Clear, Hold, and Build initiative, which was formed to battle gang violence, reduce crimes, remove derelict properties, and improve communities, the country has seen the results. Meanwhile, Commissioner of Police Shannon Knoll says they've noticed an uptick in armed robberies so far this year. She said that they're seeing the armed robberies on the rise and not seeing any connections to any of them. She said, quote, many of them are street robberies and the basic message still goes out that people must be aware of their surroundings at all times, minimize the amount of valuables you have on you at all times, and pay attention to your surroundings. The commissioner did not provide any numbers on the rise, but last year armed robberies decreased by 39%, with 162 incidents compared to 265 in 2024, and robberies decreased by 22%. But police have reported a string of armed robberies since January. Recently, 2 men were caught on camera robbing a business and holding the store clerk at gunpoint. The commissioner urging shop owners to ensure that cameras and other security equipment are functioning in the event that an act of crime occurs. The Department of Environmental Planning and Protection is awaiting a report from space exploration company SpaceX's most recent Falcon 9 rocket booster landing in the Exuma Sound last month. DEP's director, Dr. Rhianna Neely Murphy, telling Guardian Business that SpaceX has not yet applied for another certificate of environmental clearance for another landing. The company is required to apply for one each time it wants to use Bahamian waters to land its reusable Falcon 9 rocket booster. The company also has to monitor the environment around the booster landing site during each landing. The country is also awaiting the results of a comprehensive quantitative and qualitative sound mapping study carried out by the Heritage Partners during February's Falcon 9 rocket booster landing, as required by DEP. Firing back at the barrage of criticisms from the Davis administration, which has repeatedly accused the FNM of siding with the Grand Bahama Port Authority over Bahamians, FNM leader Michael Pintard insisting yesterday that the opposition is firmly on the side of the Bahamian people and that the opposition wishes to see reforms in the GBPA's administration of Freeport. Pintard took to the airwaves to press his position the morning after a town hall on a recent arbitration tribunal decision related to the GBPA matters devolved into a political event, with the FNM leader being jeered by PLP supporters. Meanwhile, matters related to the future of Freeport and Grand Bahama in general have been the subject of debate ever since the arbitration decision was publicized last week. That independent tribunal dismissed the Davis administration's claim that GBPA owes the government $357 million in reimbursements, but found that the government has a legal right to payments after annual reviews under the Hawksbill Creek Agreement, as amended in 1994. A murder convict serving a 25-year sentence is hoping to get bail pending an appeal against his conviction. Andre Ferguson has type 2 diabetes, and his lawyer, Christina Galanos, alleges that he's not receiving adequate medical care in prison. The prosecutor, Kashina Thompson, says that she expects a response from the prison in the coming weeks and asked the court for an adjournment. The matter will be heard in May. Ferguson was just 17 years old when prosecutors alleged that he gunned down Terrell Williams on July 6, 2013. According to eyewitnesses, Williams was outside a home on Augusta Street in New Providence when Ferguson shot him. Ferguson was unanimously convicted on September 13, 2024. At the time, his lawyer sought a sentence of 5 years in prison because of Ferguson's chronic illness and the delay in bringing the case to trial. On the other hand, prosecutors asked for a sentence between 40 and 50 years. In his decision, then Supreme Court Justice Gregory Hilton said that Ferguson was entitled to a degree of mercy having regard to the factors, including his age and the unreasonable delay in bringing the case to trial and his medical condition. Extradition proceedings against fugitive author Barbara Schneckbachfeld, definitely did not get that right, has been delayed due to a judicial appointment. The matter was initially before Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley, who was sworn in as acting Supreme Court Justice last week. Yesterday, Acting Chief Magistrate Ancella Evans adjourned the case to July for the matter to start afresh. The author, also known as Barbara Lynn Murphy and Barbara Davis, is wanted in Switzerland on charges of kidnapping. Prosecutors allege that the 44-year-old kidnapped her 8-year-old son in February 2022 in Switzerland by failing to return him to his father, who has custody. That triggered an international manhunt. She and her son were found in the Bahamas in December 2004, and he has since been reunited with his father. She's free on $150,000 cash bail and had an ankle bracelet. And the Davis administration plans to soon begin long-awaited renovations to the Princess Margaret Hospital's kitchen and legacy ward. That's according to Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Darville. The repair work will be funded through a loan agreement with CIBC. Darville speaking in the House yesterday, saying that demolition drawings for the project have been submitted and contract awards are progressing through the government's procurement portal. PMH's kitchen has been out of service since August 2024, forcing hospital officials to use the University of the Bahamas' cafeteria to feed patients. In September 2025, Darville told the NASA Guardian he'd hoped the renovations on the space would be completed before the next general election, which will take place this year. Yesterday, Darville lamented the slow pace of renovations at the A&E department, which took 4 years instead of 2 to complete, adding now that the work was done, and officials plan to move on to the kitchen and legacy ward repairs. Overseas, Iran attacking commercial ships today across the Persian Gulf and targeting Dubai International Airport, escalating a campaign of squeezing the oil-rich region as global energy concerns mount. And American and Israeli airstrikes pounded the Islamic Republic. 2 Iranian drones hit near the Dubai International Airport, home to the long-haul carriers Emirates and the world's busiest for international travel. 4 people were wounded, but flights continued. Iran's Joint Military Command announced it would start targeting banks and financial institutions in the Middle East. That would put at risk Dubai, in particular, and the United Arab Emirates, home to many international financial institutions, as well as Saudi Arabia and the island kingdom of Bahrain. Earlier, a projectile hit a Thai cargo ship off the coast of Oman in the Strait of Hormuz, setting it ablaze. Authorities are searching for 3 missing crew members after 20 were rescued by the Omani Navy. Kuwait said its defenses downed 8 Iranian drones, and Saudi Arabia said it intercepted 5 heading toward the kingdom's oil fields. And the trial has opened in Miami for 4 men charged in Haitian President Jovenel Moise's assassination. Greed, arrogance, and power were apparently the driving forces behind 4 men charged in the U.S. for the 2021 assassination of Haiti's last elected president. According to prosecutors Tuesday, federal prosecutors and defense attorneys began presenting opening statements in the trial in Miami for Arsenal Pretel Ortiz, Antonio Intriago, Walter Tamila, and James Solanges. They are charged with conspiring in South Florida to kidnap or kill Haiti's former leader. Moise's assassination led to unprecedented turmoil in the Caribbean nation, where gang leaders have grown increasingly violent and empowered. Assistant U.S. Attorney Sean McLaughlin telling the jury that the case against the 4 men wasn't complicated, that they wanted to seize power and get rich. Meanwhile, defense attorneys argue that the investigation initiated in Haiti was a mess and that their clients were manipulated into taking the blame for an internal coup.
This is Sports Update.
In sports, while the Queens College Comets stepped up to trim the gap on day 2, the St. Augustine's College Big Red Machine maintains their lead, taking a 42-point advantage into the final day of the Bahamas Association of Independent Secondary Schools Track and Field Championships going on at the original Thomas A. Robinson Track and Field Stadium. The Big Red Machine kept on rolling on day 2, finishing with a top point total of 702. The Comets, the reigning champions, ended the day in second place with 660 points. The Temple Christian School Suns are third with 262.50 points. Sacs head coach Jason Edwards giving his assessment of the athlete's performance on the second day, saying he feels okay about it. You can read more about his comments in today's Guardian Sports section. Bahamian Olympic or former Olympic swimmer Joanna Evans was banned from the sport of swimming for 4 years due to doping, and she's finally made a long-awaited return to the pool at the 2026 Bahamas Aquatics Federation Last Chance Meet at the Betty Kenning National Swim Complex over the weekend. Evans has been out of action since 2021 when she competed in the 15th FINA, the International Swimming Federation, now World Aquatics, World Short Course Championships in Abu Dhabi. She was initially suspended from the sport for 2 years, but made an appeal to the Court of Arbitration headquartered in Switzerland, ultimately resulting in the ban being doubled to 4 years. Nonetheless, the 4-year ban ended last month, Evans making a return to home soil and competing in her season's debut in the girls 18 and over 200 meters and 400 meter freestyle events. Evans spoke about how she felt to get back in the water. Read about that in today's Guardian Sports section. And from the NBA, it's Wilt Chamberlain, then Bam. Bam Adebayo had a night for all-time Tuesday with a point total second only to Wilt Chamberlain now in the NBA record books. Adebayo scored 83 points, setting league marks for free throws made and attempted in a game in which the Miami Heat won 150-129 over the Washington Wizards. Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra saying, quote, an absolutely surreal night. Obviously, we've been blessed to have been part of a lot of big moments in this arena. This one, it just happened. Moments happen, and I'm grateful that we're all able to be part of it and witness it. Well, Chamberlain's record of 100 points has stood since 1962. Kobe Bryant, one of Adebayo's basketball heroes, was number 2 on the list with 81. Adebayo never thought he'd be in that club, though. His final numbers, 20 of 43 from the field, 36 of 43 from the foul line, 7 of 22 from the three-point range. He was in tears as he hugged his mother before leaving the floor after the game. His career high before Monday was 41. At sports, the overnight, time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. We've got a prominent ridge of high pressure that is dominating weather across the country, resulting in warm, humid conditions with little rainfall and moderate to fresh breezes. However, strong daytime heating will possibly trigger a few spotty afternoon showers or brief isolated thunderstorms. There remains a moderate risk of rip currents for all east and southeast coastal waters in the central and southeast Bahamas, and there's a slight risk of rip currents elsewhere across the country. It's been hot the past few days, and we're talking about UV levels in early March. Higher UV levels expected again today across the country. Everyone's being urged to remain hydrated, wear protective clothing, sunglasses, sunscreen, wide-brimmed hats if you can, and seek shaded areas during peak daylight hours. Your forecast for today: for most of the country, partly to mostly sunny, becoming mostly fair tonight. Only about a 10% chance of spotty showers with a slight chance of afternoon thunderstorms. A 10 to 20% chance of showers for the southeastern islands. Winds southeasterly at 10 to 15 knots for the extreme northern islands, but east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts for the northwest and southeast Bahamas, easterly at 15 to 20 knots for the central islands. Temperatures today, highs around 88 Fahrenheit, 31 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to the low to mid 70s, between 21 to 23 Celsius. That's your first look at weather. We'll have your extended outlook coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General. Insurance made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
It is time for a break, but when we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palm near Cades Village, or call 396-1100.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Wake up, it's a new day.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us, because we've got you covered.
Marco's is so back. Don't think small, think big. The big XL deal at Marco's Pizza is $16.50. 1 extra large, 1 topping pizza you'll love at a great price. Big nights need big pizza. Made with our founder's signature sauce, fresh cheese, and fresh dough. Taste the freshness in every slice. Big slices, big flavor, big value. Order now at MarcosPizzaBahamas.com. Go big tonight with Marco's.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. Also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Chester Robards. Chester Robards, good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you with us. Hope all's going well.
Yes.
Okay.
Glad to be here.
Great stuff. Well, we have a lot to talk about this morning. Coming up in our 8 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking about Rake and Scrape Month. This is going on in the public schools, and we'll get details about that and how this works. And the Department of Education will be here to tell us about that. Later in business, we're talking with the Bahamas Humane Society. They've had quite a bit to say about animal cruelty, of course, for years, but also in response to that viral video from over the weekend with the fatal shooting of that dog by a corrections officer that has divided the country into two camps. But we're going to get into that with them this morning. That's all ahead. But right now, let's talk about what else is in the news. And in the news, big headline in the National Guardian, Pintard, we're on the people's side. The FNM leader insists he's not pushing the GBPA agenda. We're going to get to that story in a bit, and I think we will finally play the clips from the town hall. We got the bugs worked out. We'll play the clips and let you listen to what Prime Minister Davis had to say and what Michael Pintard has to say. And while they're saying very similar things, the execution of how they hope to achieve what they claim they want to achieve is going to be the decide. Well, I sadly think they will execute it the same way. But anyway, we'll get into all of that in just a bit. There's a couple of other stories, though, I want to touch on really quickly. And a couple of these by our very own Chester Robards. Chester Robards. Okay, so both involving SpaceX. Yeah, Chester? So maybe you can provide some insight into some of these things. So there's one in today and then one from yesterday that we didn't get into. But we're going to get into it today. All right, so the one yesterday, just so putting you on notice, University of the Bahamas says SpaceX donation will support building of weather satellite at the university. Sounds amazing. We'll get to that in a bit. But in today's Guardian Business section, DEP awaiting report from SpaceX on February rocket booster landing. So the Department of Environmental Planning and Protection is awaiting a report from space exploration company SpaceX and their most recent Falcon 9 rocket booster landing in Exuma Sound last month. That's according to DEP's director, Dr. Rhianna Neely Murphy. She told Guardian Business that SpaceX has not yet applied for another certificate of environmental clearance for another landing. The company is required to apply for a CEC, that's the Certificate of Environmental Clearance, each time it wants to use Bahamian waters to land its reusable Falcon 9 rocket booster. The company also has to monitor the environment around the booster landing site during each landing. The country is also awaiting the results of a comprehensive quantitative and qualitative sound mapping study carried out by the Heritage during February's Falcon 9 rocket booster landing, as required by DEP. Most of the country might be aware of SpaceX's activities if they are not watching the skies at the time of the launch and landing. What does alert most to the booster landing is the, you're saying unaware. Most of the country might not be aware, yes. But people become aware once they hear the loud sonic boom that occurs as the rocket speeds through the atmosphere faster than the speed of sound, creating what is akin to a loud thunderclap. Very loud. So the Heritage Partners, THP, said the purpose of its study is to better understand how sonic events associated with rocket activity are experienced across communities in the Bahamas. The sound mapping study was conducted across New Providence, North Cat Island, and South Eleuthera. Mixed feelings about SpaceX's activities here. Most of the rocket landings are connected to SpaceX's transportation of Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit. In February, SpaceX released a revamped 378-page environmental management plan revealing last year's landing, the first in the Bahamas, produced little adverse environmental effects. That's according to SpaceX's EMP, right? Okay. Environmental right? Mm-hmm. Environmental studies undertaken by environmental consulting firm Braun Limited were consistent with studies from the sites of more than 500 Falcon 9 booster landings already carried out by SpaceX. Okay, interesting. Let's get your reaction to that, folks. I want to hear from you. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. And I have a question for you, Chester. So when are we going to? Do we know when we will get the report from the Heritage Partners? How long is that going to take? How long? What does the study entail? Well, you said what it's entailed, but how long? When will we know?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to find out today. I guess they're still working on it. It's supposed to be comprehensive, so it's only been less than a month.
Mm-hmm. So they did one for the last one?
No,
they didn't.
This is the first time they're doing the sound mapping.
Why didn't they do one for the last one?
I don't know.
You just didn't think. Nobody thought about it.
I mean, because I think the big thing for everybody was the sonic boom, right?
Right.
And I guess they decided to hone in on how that's affecting.
Well, better late than never, I guess. Sure. Okay. Interesting. What do you make of it?
What do I make of what part?
Of everything.
Like I said before, I don't think it's a secret on this show. I think I've always been fascinated with space exploration, shuttle takeoffs and landings, and
Star Wars,
science behind
Star Wars,
it.
Star Trek.
Star Wars, yeah. The science behind it. Always my whole life wanted to hear a sonic boom. From
that was one of your.
But I wanted, I wanted to hear it from a jet aircraft, not necessarily.
Did you think you'd hear it in your kitchen?
Well, I wasn't. When I heard it, I wasn't in my kitchen, so I was on the beach watching the rocket land.
What about the one last month?
I didn't hear it. I fell asleep. My wife heard it, but I was asleep, putting the kids to sleep. I think I beat them to sleep.
First time kitchen, second time coming out the shower. Almost thought the house was anyway. But yeah, interesting experiences. Can't say it was on my bucket list, but here we have it twice. Oh boy. You think it's like
a lot of people don't.
We should invite people to come experience it. Ever experienced a sonic boom?
Yeah.
Yeah, May, whatever, is the day for you.
Like I said,
anywhere in Nassau.
If we had like an air show, right? Which is what they do in some air shows. They have a jet fly past the beach or wherever they do the air show, go hypersonic, and you could experience the sonic boom. Sometimes you even see the compression wave come off the plane. That's cool. That's science, yo.
He says it's cool, folks. Okay?
Science.
Hey.
That is science.
Well, how many of us can say we've experienced it, right? Many Bahamians can, and so I guess we're pretty cool. Sure.
Don't you want to? Do you understand how thunder's created? Don't you want to know?
Not really.
That's so cool.
I mean, okay. Yeah. Yes. Sure. Wow. Okay. Caller. Good morning. You're on the air. What say you? Chester's
Good morning,
very
do you hear
excited.
me?
Yes. We can hear you.
Right. I've been in our forest now. I've in and out, living and sleeping in there for years.
What?
I see some strange things going on in our forest. I believe
You believe what?
all our pine trees dying out. I don't know how they're dying out, and I ain't going replacing them.
Which?
They keep shaking up the whole Bahamas to land something. I don't understand it. There's some spiders. It does sound freaky, but I see some spiders. Some must live under some cave in our deep underground. I realize these spiders just pop up all of a sudden, and they only come out at night because they must live in the dark.
Which forest?
Something strange going on with the SpaceX stuff. Hello?
Which forest have you been in?
Right here in Nassau. You want to know all our pine trees die out? 90% of our pine trees die out since SpaceX come around, yo.
Oh.
He landing this thing around here, and it's shaking up the whole Bahamas. If he landing that on a boat, why they shaking up the land?
Okay, well,
like when they land, they checking stuff under the thing underground.
Oh, okay, this is.
I believe they killing out our secret. And why he can be in our? Why he in the most pristine place in the whole Bahamas? Why he want to come here to do that?
Okay.
Something from SpaceX. I don't know. Elon Musk. He might be rich and big and done all that, but he causing some type of harm around here. He don't know what he's doing. All our pine trees dying right now.
Well, I mean, we haven't really. Thanks a lot. We haven't had very healthy pine forests in New Providence for It's not like they were thick and miles and miles and miles. I think humans, regular people here, have been doing enough damage to that. But okay, that's an interesting theory.
Okay.
Gonna note to self. Call Sandilands, tell them to take our number off the walls.
Wow.
Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning.
Hi.
Well, I tell you, we can find reasons for anything that's happening and label it, but, I think the risk versus the opportunity is far less. There's the possibility for we could brand this tourists. So we could have a positive impact, and I think we're getting $1 million, but they're going to tell us how to spend it. I guess that's the way you do it when someone grants you some money, eh? They tell you what to do the research on, and you just learn from that. But I think we need to look at the benefits. I think Chester's really excited. So am I. Always wanted to get into space. Maybe, Dwight, you can arrange something.
Well, I mean, are you happy experiencing sonic booms? Is that quenching your desires?
I understand the science behind it. And, you have something that's called the Havana syndrome. It's not as bad as that, eh? No one's talking about that. And no one's talking about how that might be affecting the brains of some of our leaders today. But
wow. Okay, you're almost going down the path of our first caller. Oh, yeah. I don't know what's happening today. What is today's date? Okay.
Yeah. Well, just take note that we could go on the edge, but that was a joke, right?
Well.
It's right.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right.
Have a nice
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Well.
Havana syndrome?
Well, I mean, we'll talk off here. But, okay.
Let's see what moon phase we're in. Yeah.
I mean, it's a thing, but... so, did they tell us how to spend the money? Let's read this other article from Chester Robards, right? This was in yesterday's Guardian business section. So, UB says the SpaceX donation will support building of the weather satellite at university. Let me ask you before we get into it. This is just getting the money that was promised?
No.
This is a new donation?
No. They're just talking about what they're doing with it.
Oh, okay. All right. So the University of the Bahamas announced yesterday, and this again would have been Monday,
Right.
in a statement that a $1 million donation from Space Exploration Company, SpaceX, will directly support advanced laboratories and workshops at UB, where students and faculty will design and develop a nationally built and owned weather monitoring satellite. The UB statement that the satellite will focus on monitoring this nation's coastlines and marine ecosystems. Some interesting possible irony there, which it said are all crucial aspects of national and human development. The university says it will retain the data, technology, and intellectual property, while policymakers will be able to access the information to better protect the environment. SpaceX donated $1 million to UB as part of its Falcon 9 rocket booster landing program. Since starting the program last year, SpaceX has successfully landed 2 Falcon 9 rocket boosters on an autonomous drone ship stationed in the Exuma Sound. So the statement says, quote, the donation will directly support advanced laboratories and workshops at UB, where students and faculty will design and develop a nationally built and owned satellite. As the university strengthens its STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics capacity, it hopes to cultivate other partners to invest in STEM education and research. UB President Dr. Robert Blaine said the university's aspiration is for the labs it will develop to become incubators of innovation and centers of excellence. Dr. Blaine said, quote, we know that our students will gain the skills and practical experience needed to thrive in STEM fields, both at home and abroad. For the Bahamas, this means a deeper pool of skilled professionals ready to contribute to industries of the future. For our students, it means being at the center of scientific discovery and technological advancement, a continuation of the paths of excellence for which UB alumni are known. Vice President of Launch at SpaceX, Kiko Donchev,
You got it.
okay, wow, is hopeful that this partnership with UB will empower the next generation of scientists and innovators. He said he built a satellite at a university, which was where he also met Bahamian rocket scientist and astronaut Aisha Bowe. Wow. Donchev saying that, quote, the reason both of us are where we are is because of the opportunities we received at our university. Vice Chair of UB's Board of Trustees, Gadville McDonald, said, quote, this $1 million philanthropic donation from SpaceX to support STEM education strengthens UB's educational foundation. It reinforces our commitment to preparing young Bahamians to reimagine environmental problem solving, embrace technological innovation, and lead with creativity and confidence in a rapidly changing global economy. Okay, that sounds very exciting. I'm excited about that. No, you make it up your face.
Right.
Wow, why did you make up your face? You want to hear sonic booms, but we can't get excited about building a satellite.
And how the satellite going to get up there?
With SpaceX's help, no? I mean, they are launching satellites almost every month.
And once that UB satellite goes into space, where should we land the rocket? Booster that took it there.
Now you see, you're trying to cause trouble. I don't know why
you can't have your cake and eat it too sometimes.
That
right?
sonic boom will be. I mean, plenty of Bahamians are benefiting from Starlink as well, right? So,
Yeah, exactly.
So hey, okay. So did they tell us how to use this money, or was that our or UB's idea?
Well, I'm pretty sure that they didn't, but SpaceX pledged to it.
Right.
So, and
From the beginning. We knew that from the beginning.
And their business is building rockets and technology and satellites. So why not fuse the two?
Sounds great. Seems
like it makes sense to me.
And this is the time, right? If you've got little kids, you've got kids in the car with you, encourage them to think about this, right? In 4 or 5 years, you might be at UB, and this is what you could do.
Aisha Bowe does a free summer camp every year that
absolutely.
Kids build satellites and reimagine technology and stuff.
Yeah. This is the beginning, right? From here to, in a few decades, challenging India, right? We could do it.
I hope so.
We could do it. We've got a dream big, Bahamas. Let's hear from you. Let's go to the phone lines. You can call us as well, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Good morning, you're live on the air.
Good morning, Dwight, and good morning to your listeners all over the universe. Good morning, Chester.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay. Dwight, we normally say, at least I grew up hearing them saying that we get more water. Would it consist, would make up the Bahamas, the land. I was wondering, could they still do their business over here, styling them with the rockets and all of that, if they go more like where land is, especially not around Exuma. They brag about how pretty it is coming from the space or something. And we can't do this business with them, and they go away from our land and stuff like that. And I was wondering, like, if the smart people disagree with me, or some of them feel the same way. I wish I could hear more from them. I don't know if the environmentalists or the economists. I don't know if the word is token, but the token what they give into the College of the Bahamas, the $1 million. I think it's a good idea for us to be able to learn that thing and what they say. And College of the Bahamas or University of the Bahamas, they can be able to own it and everything. So I don't mind doing business with them. But like I said, the financial part, thanks for the $1 million, but I don't know if we're getting enough. If something, I feel like if something bad happened, we should be in a position to be able, until they could maybe help us some more, to be able to start doing things for ourselves. I'm not watching how much money they're making, but they qualified at least here in the Bahamas, at least $10 billion. I used to say $1 billion, but $10 billion. It's priceless. If something should happen here in the Bahamas, thanks for the token for the $1 million at university. I think that's a good idea for us to do that weather balloon or the satellite weather thing. But I don't think we get, and I ain't smart like some of y'all out there. I finished. I didn't graduate or be in the university or college. So I just feel like we could get more. And if something should happen, if or when something happens, we'll be in a position to do more. And I wish that. What's the name of that environmental group? What you talk about? Who they is? How long they been doing working in that field? And some of the business or countries or different situation they work on before. You say Bond or something like that. The environmental group.
It's a couple of different groups.
Partners. Braun is the consultant.
What Braun doing? And how long
EIA.
That's a Bahamian group or foreign?
It's Bahamian.
Huh?
It's Bahamian. There's several different groups. So the environmental planning and protections involved as well.
And most of these,
partners.
they're comfortable with what's going on, and they like watch. Watch dogs or watch eyes to be able to let the government know that they on the right track working with this company.
Well, that's why there've been two, I guess.
You got to get names of some of the people who work who we familiar with, who been working, so we can feel comfortable. Because I tell you, for some reason, I feel like we joking. We playing crackhead games, man. And we need to stop that. Keep up the good work.
Thanks a lot. We've had Braun on before. I'm sure they'd be willing to come back. Okay, so the Exuma Sound, it's a big piece. It's a big body of water. The first one was closer to, huge. Yeah, it's closer to, this was in the middle, basically, right?
In the middle of the
so
Exuma
it wasn't,
Sound.
right.
Again, so just for Papa's knowledge, I guess, he was like, why we can't do it farther from land? Well, we were on the beach when we watched the first landing at the southern tip of Eleuthera.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing we could see when the rocket was landing on the ship was a bright orange light on the horizon.
That's a lot. But okay. But sure.
It was close enough
away
to see a bright orange light.
Right.
And it wasn't like super bright.
Right.
But far enough that that's all we could see.
Any farther away, Papa, it wouldn't be in the Bahamas anymore. Maybe that's what you're saying. It should just be out in the Atlantic. I'm sure they cannot land a rocket.
Well, they have landings.
Not.
They have landings out in the Atlantic.
They do?
Coming up. It just depends on the trajectory and where they're taking the payload. So if you look at their website, there are 3 landings this month, or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Two this month, 1 next month. That they're not coming to the Bahamas. They're flying out of Florida, landing in the Atlantic, and bringing the rocket back. It just depends on the trajectory.
Autonomous drone again?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
the autonomous drone will bring it back?
The autonomous drone ship brings their rocket booster back. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay.
Isn't it? It is beautiful.
Well, it's only a matter of time, folks. Only a matter of time.
Until what?
before they take over. This person says whales die from the sonic boom. Have we had any reports? I don't think we've had any reports as yet.
It just so happened that a whale died after the first landing.
After the first one.
I haven't heard of any whales dying.
Did anyone do a study? Is this related to the Heritage Partners study on
I don't know,
impact?
but I don't think the whale, not the sea life. They're doing community and community impact, not oceanographic impacts.
Did anybody test that whale?
That's what. No, I don't know. To see if his eardrums will burst. I don't know.
I don't know how you would determine.
I don't know how you determine. Yeah, so.
But it is curious.
Again.
But that happens. It
Anyway,
happens. Whales die.
I'm not going to.
They don't live forever.
They've been dying before SpaceX came to the Bahamas. Mysteriously.
Old age,
mysteriously.
too, I'm sure.
Well,
right? Wouldn't
it's also been associated with people say sonar testing in the Bahamas. So who knows? I don't know. But sonar testing is done underwater. And everybody could go and research for themselves how sonic booms impact water and how deep sound can go from air through water from the surface. That's science that's been studied, and because that's how they built sonar and other things.
So you're saying it's the birds that are more in danger?
No, you coming out the shower. You're the most in danger.
Oh, trust me, I know. I was like, holy crap. Oh, that. Yeah. I was like, and it's not like this. But not in a towel. Don't take me like this, Lord.
But you wouldn't have said that if it was a flash of lightning outside your window and then a big bang.
Would I have said anything? I think
no, you would have dropped to your knees.
I'd have been done for. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, blessings.
Hi.
You talking about the whales and dying. What about the whales and the dolphins leaving us? Because they leave the environments. They leave and don't come back as well. We talk about what, and then we must ask ourselves, why the Bahamas?
Well, they've already explained that.
As well as what SpaceX is doing around the world with their technology, what I mean, with their space adventure, and what I'm saying, and their what you call it, satellites. You understand me? They're using us to advance, and what they're doing in Iraq, what they're doing in wars. You know what I'm saying? Wow. You see, and what's going on in the world now with bases. You understand me? Basis in the war. What's going on there? You see, I mean, it's like, so we're gonna sell ourselves, to people who are belligerent. I mean, just the man himself, what he's doing to free speech and democracy. You see, so we got to be real, man. And all everything that we do, all the technology advancement in the world, it helps us as well as it hurts us, and it's beneficial to who owns it. The same wealthy men. You understand what I'm saying? It's I just don't understand it, bro. Anyway, thank you.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask, so what should we do? Return to the caves? What do we do?
We should.
Maybe we should. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Are you there? No, let's take the other line. Good morning. You're live on the air.
Yes, good morning. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Great. I'm just amazed that people have a problem with every single thing and calling talk shows and using the same devices that these persons have invented.
Oh, wow. That's what I was thinking. Honestly.
You understand what I'm saying? Like airplanes fly over our airspace every single day. Every single day. And those airplanes, if they were to come down, will cause far more damage on average than any space launch would cause our waters. Any. Fuel tankers pass through our waters every single day.
Cruise ships,
all of those things. And we're talking about these things. We building houses right? For our homes, we're destroying some animals' habitat to build our homes,
Oh boy.
to build roads. Cars, for example, I mean, like I'm absolutely certain that most people don't walk anymore to get great distances. They use vehicles that have been invented by. That's just the nature of man, is to move forward. You know, but when I hear people calling the talk show complaining about every single thing, and they're using the same inventions to call the talk shows that these people have invented, use as satellites, for example. How are we watching TV now? How are we doing it?
You are absolutely right.
I just thought I would call in and just give my 1 cent voice, because that's all it is.
Appreciate
1
that.
cent.
Very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah. And then he was talking, the previous call was talking about the people behind these companies. I mean, you don't want to do that. I mean, good Lord, some of the cars you're in right now, you would not want to know where their namesakes, where they stood on issues in the past. You'd hop out of your car, you'd throw that car off a cliff if you were to understand who those people were.
If you went deep enough into the things that you should be protecting yourself and the world from, plastic will be the first thing you need to do away with.
Well, that means, again, move to a cave.
Exactly.
Wow. Some interesting text messages here. This person says here, Chester, the crack of a whip is essentially a sonic boom. Okay. All right.
Nice.
Sure. So hearing it is more common than you think.
Hearing sonic boom. Interesting.
Okay. I noticed that the report didn't say no environmental impact. It said little. So what does little mean?
I mean, the report is, how many pages again? 376? It's, or two something?
378.
It's very comprehensive, and you should go read it to understand what's the little impact. I think I put it in a previous story, so you could also check our website, NASA Guardian, see if you can find it.
Okay, well. Dwight, this is cool. Stop it. Just stop it. LOL. As cool as I feel it is, my only concern is if it adversely affects the country. Same thing. That's how I am. I mean, I don't fundamentally have an issue.
It's interesting. That caller made an interesting point, right? So the drone ship that it lands on, right?
The autonomous
drone ship.
That's scarier than the rocket landing.
Yeah, but how big is it? It's not the size of a small island.
Well, how big?
How big is it?
That's also scary. How big is it?
It's not very big.
And then it just sails itself with the rocket booster back to by itself.
Yeah. Well, no. It's accompanied.
manned.
It's accompanied. It's accompanied
by.
It's not driven by. Actually,
see. So this is the problem.
But it has to be accompanied, obviously. I mean,
so there's another.
The rocket has to when it's landed. The rocket has to be secured to the drone ship. In case
humans do that, or do
humans
do the AI robots do it?
No, you're running out.
Yeah, you don't know.
Eventually, they might. They might.
You better believe it.
But right now, there's no AI robots doing much.
Not at the moment.
They can't even clean your dishes and stuff properly.
They'll tell you to switch to plastic.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay. But so is someone controlling it, or does it know? It just has a honing device. It knows where to go.
Have you ever used a helicopter drone?
No.
You know, you could launch it, right? It could begin to run out of batteries, and it'll bring itself back to where you launched it from.
This is
by itself.
This is the end. Okay. This person says here, good morning. As Bahamians, we don't have to prostitute ourselves to SpaceX and sonic bombs. So maybe they mean booms, but maybe they mean bombs. I don't know. If this government has shown us the creative arts of bullying and crafty prostitution, what's happening right now? Tell them to take SpaceX wherever prostitution of this is the most times prostitution has ever been mentioned in a text in our 14 years on the air. Wherever prostitution of all kinds are legal, but not in the name of our good Bahamian people, this is Ludacris, the artist, and not the actor. So maybe this was one of his lyrics. I don't know what's happening.
So the signature is saying that Ludacris sent that text message?
Or maybe that. Or maybe it's from him. I don't know what's happening.
He does come here from time to time, so maybe it is him.
Woo! Okay. Thank you.
First text message with a signature. This is ludicrous.
It wasn't capital L.
Luda.
It wasn't capital L. It sounds like he always was thinking about, in area codes. So maybe that was him. Oh, boy. Text. Gentlemen, my opinion is I'm wondering if the findings will give us the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I pray that we don't regret this later. And tell the gentleman who's concerned about the pine trees that they are being destroyed by foreign interests. Last night in some parts of Carmichael Road, we could smell the scent of wood burning.
Say foreign interests.
Oh, boy. Well, it is.
Do you think the people?
The dry season.
Do you think the people are asking?
That wasn't a fire,
do you think the people? Do people believe that America has more kind of regulations and those kinds of things that govern things like rocket landings that are far better than what we have? I mean, we don't even control our own airspace. Or monitor it, we should say. The FAA does that. Same institution that monitors rocket launches as well. Right? Like, most of the fuel that's used to launch a rocket in space is burned over Florida. I
don't know if you're making the case.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Scarier.
It's been scary since space travel started.
Okay. Wow. Caller.
But also, I mean, jet fuel is just as bad or worse.
Let's take this call. Caller, what say you? You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Strong. Good morning, Chester.
Hi, good morning.
Chester, you laughed when the person said foreign interest, but obviously the foreign interest would have cohorts, right? No. I mean, come on, man, Chester, man. We see the degradation. We need reforestation. There's no sustainable development in NASA. They're only talking about it, but I was appalled by the young man who called and said people always complain about all kind of things. I was sickened by that because you have to realize that, we are not all sheep. I mean, the elites might consider us to be sheep. Go online and look at when the term conspiracy theories was introduced into the world.
Oh, that's not what he was saying.
Start using it. No,
that's not what he was saying.
You missed his point.
He was saying that you're calling about science and using technology to complain about things. And that is ironic. That is quite interesting.
No, but it's not. It's not because everything does the damage. Everything has the pros and cons. But what I'm saying is, SpaceX, what's next? I'm not interested in space and doing by deceiving the masses. You see, the thing is, we call ourselves, but we don't do critical thinking. One day I called the talk show, and I explained how oil plumes form like during the Gulf blow, right? So the person, I did chemistry, so the person thought I maybe didn't know that oil and water is not miscible and you would see oil floating on the top. But there are certain environmental conditions and physical conditions in which oil plumes do form and form big plumes miles long under the ocean. And so you talk about whales dying, you know the whales traverse between Anderson now, so I've seen them before. So what I'm saying is, we as people, like people say, well, Andrew yesterday talked about Bill Gates wanting to seed the clouds with coal dust, and first before there was some sulfur dioxide compound to impede the sun's rays. And the fact that everybody actually believes that the sun and carbon is the problem and the earth is getting to what? They're buying into all of these things, but you have to realize, if we don't question anything, right, then we wouldn't be effective as global citizens.
We didn't touch it. I don't know what happened. Okay. Not sure what happened there. We were listening to you, but okay.
The problem is not questioning things. Is some people just never let it go. It will forever be a conspiracy theory in their mind, no matter what evidence you bring to them to the contrary. And that will be it.
Yeah. Let's read these before we get back to the calls. This person says here, since Chester wants to make this event a spectacle, okay, might as well have Junkanoo rush outs during the sonic boom.
On the drone ship. That's it.
Wow. I think this is about the pine forest caller. This person says that caller is another reason why we need a quick environmental study. Otherwise, people think we have space spiders crawling around. Well, Ask Chester if you be received actual money or where they donate $1 million in parts for a satellite?
They received money.
This texture says, not all money is good money. What are the long-term effects to our environment? Some environmental groups in the U.S. have opposed SpaceX because of damage. Why land in the Exuma Sound, the only place that can be seen from space? It's not the only place that can be seen from space. Oh, my. This happens.
SpaceX was injecting, I think, water that it was cleaning up its launch pads with into certain areas in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody should go research all the companies of the products that they use and go back years. Just go do that. I mean,
and then you'll be in the cave.
You go live in the cave.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Just so we could, because I keep hearing that thing. Somebody says something, and then 10 years later, it keeps getting translated down or into something it wasn't before. It wasn't that the Exumas are the only place you could see from space. It was the astronaut saying it was the most beautiful place he could see from space. It's very different. And it truly is beautiful. I mean, the whole Bahamas, it's
beautiful
it's glowing,
from a plane.
Glowing unlike almost any other place in the world.
But also, those are the shallow areas he's talking about.
It's extremely shallow water.
And that's not where they're landing. You're on trip.
Right, Exuma Sound is deep water.
Deep water, yeah.
Deep water. The pretty part of Exuma, that's on the other side of those keys. They're not landing there. But again, this is why they're doing studies to see if maybe it makes a difference, maybe it doesn't make a difference, right? But we don't know fully. But so far, it doesn't appear that it does make a difference.
No.
So far. This person says Marijuana in the Bahamas actually had a U.S. military base and tracking station during the 1960s, specifically for NASA Mercury and Apollo space programs. I think I remember that. The base was used to chart the trajectory of intercontinental ballistic test missiles launched from Florida. They also had, it was a
ICBMs?
During World War II.
Scary stuff.
Right, wasn't it? Yeah. Although it was abandoned in the 70s, remnants of the facility, including a long runway, still exist today. Would you like to know more about the history of marijuana?
Yes, I would like to.
Or its current state? I don't know.
Is there a website?
Wait. Is this a commercial? But wait, what are you saying here? Because are you suggesting that that's why it's in its current state, or what are you really saying? I'm not. Anyway, okay. All right. How does tolerating ignorant people? How do you tolerate ignorant people? It hurts my brain. They are destroying the Bahamas.
That's all it says?
Yes. Oh. The first time the SpaceX sonic boom happened, our front windows shook. The second time, the whole front of our house shook. Is there a portion of the $1 million set aside to repair homes in the Bahamas? Well, did they break? Was there damage? Shaking is one thing. Yeah. Did they break? But that's I hear you. Everything shook. Oh man, and what it does to your heart, like you're not expecting it, and like, what was that? Oh yes, every time. What was? Oh, I forgot. What in the neck? Oh yes, that's a lot. That's a lot, but maybe it's a workout for the heart. Dwight, this sonic bomb again. Okay, maybe we need to let people know how to spell boom. B-O-O-M. This is second text.
Maybe they meant to do that.
Maybe they meant bomb.
Yeah. Bomb is a stressful word to spell if you're gonna spell boom wrong.
Well, this sonic bomb is like reliving
it like that.
The catastrophe of multiple gas tank experiences. Reliving, you went through that before?
Experience?
I don't understand what's happening. If Dwight was a medical dictator, I would be sorry for healthcare.
Dwight?
What's happening here? The problem that one caller had with simplifying SpaceX is not the reason, perhaps, that he needs to get old-fashioned prostate exam. What's happening? Oh no! See, this might be the problem. If SpaceX is causing people to talk this type of nonsense, then maybe it's not best for the country. Perhaps that's far worse, and that's not how you spell worse, than a sonic bomb. We don't care for the noise pollution that scares the hell out of everyone except Dwight. You're talking about Chester. Chester's the one who loves it. I'm telling you, I almost had a heart attack and fell out of the tub.
Wait, I should be the doctor.
Very confused.
I shouldn't be the doctor.
You're not listening to our
that
show.
Does prostate exam?
I don't know what's happening.
I'm confused.
Chester's the one who's loving it. I'm in the middle. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. I'm telling you, the first time I was with my mom, the dogs went crazy. It was wild. It took me half an hour to figure out what that was. And then the second time, it took me about a couple seconds. I said, oh, yes.
That's why they tell you that.
Well, they didn't tell us the first time. I really didn't expect it the first time. But this time they did. But yeah.
Everybody listen up.
You just want to pick on
If
me.
a rocket is falling back from space, it is going hypersonic, and it will
scare the daylights out of you.
A sonic boom.
Okay. We got to go to the news. We'll pick this up on the other side, then we'll get to Grand Bahama.
We going to Grand Bahama?
There's a big boom there, too. Well, yes and no. Anyway, we'll get there. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
News Network Morning Report. Hello, everyone. I'm Charlene Ferguson. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping the news.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Sherwin-Williams Bahamas doesn't mess about when it comes to product range and product knowledge.
If it's a new product come in the store, we walk the store and study that product.
One thing with our boss, if a new product comes in, he takes the time and he's always keeping us up to date with product knowledge. And we just had 9 weeks of different products that we had to study, and we had exams at the end of each product.
Yeah.
The only way we can sell the product effective, we have to know that product. Yeah, that helps us to relate to our customers. It gives us better knowledge to know what product to introduce to them. You understand? So we can know what product to give them to use and what product not to give them to use. So product knowledge is really key in Sherwin-Williams.
They got the keys. And the key is the product knowledge that comes with our extensive product range at Sherwin-Williams Paints, Bahamas. Find color in every day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:20, it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. So we've got a prominent ridge of high pressure dominating weather across the country today, resulting in warm, humid conditions with little rainfall and moderate to fresh breezes. But strong may trigger a few spotty afternoon showers or even brief. So the generally dry conditions and these very warm temperatures and gentle moderate breezes will continue of the work week for most of the country. It's high pressure and a relatively dry air mass remain in place. But late Thursday, the northern half of the country will experience increased cloud cover as well as elevated shower chances and thunderstorm possibilities as moisture associated with the prefrontal trough will enter the area. That frontal boundary is going to stall and gradually weaken near the northern Bahamas through the weekend. And that's going to mean an elevated chance for showers over that part of the country. In the meantime, though, for today, there remains a moderate risk of rip currents for all east and southeast coastal waters in the central and southeast Bahamas, and a slight risk of rip currents elsewhere across the country. These very warm temperatures mean we have to consider the UV levels expected again today, and everyone's being advised to remain hydrated and limit outdoor activities and wear sunglasses and sunscreen. So for today, most of the country is seeing partly to mostly sunny conditions, becoming fair. Only about a chance of showers and isolated afternoon thunderstorms. Temperatures getting as high as 88 Fahrenheit, 31 Celsius today. Overnight lows tonight getting down to the low to mid 70s. Very warm conditions indeed. So for Thursday, tomorrow, look for partly sunny conditions during the day, becoming cloudy to cloudy at night in the northern and northwest Bahamas. Mostly fair elsewhere, as we said. For the northern half of the country, rain chances going up a bit as that prefrontal trough gets closer. And by Friday, partly cloudy to cloudy in the northern islands, a mix of sun and clouds for the rest of the northwest Bahamas, but partly sunny for the southern half. Saturday, pretty much the same, partly sunny the southeast Bahamas, but partly for the rest of the country. That's going to hold into Sunday. Morning Blend weather check brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Are you looking to paint? Your local Sherwin-Williams store has top quality paints and everyday discounts to help you save only at Sherwin-Williams. And time for a check of traffic brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. So we've got a number of hot spots to tell you about in your real-time traffic this morning. Quite a bit happening out there. Not looking pretty if you are near Blue Hill Road. On Blue Hill Road, heavy traffic. And especially as you get closer to Carmichael Road, northbound mainly, you'll see that all the way up to Independence Drive. It's going to pick up for you again once you get north of Robinson Road on the way to Big Pond near Cordo Avenue. Heavy traffic northbound. Back to Independence Drive, heavy traffic both directions, east and westbound this morning between the roundabouts of Blue Hill and East Street. East Street also seeing slow-moving northbound traffic, especially near Soldier Road, straight through that roundabout all the way up to Robinson. Then we've got Milo Butler Highway, as usual, heavy traffic well south of the the Fire Trail roundabout. Faith Avenue also going to be seeing heavy northbound traffic and Fire Trail back to both directions as you approach the roundabout east end. Milo Butler Highway is going to be busy for you all the way up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. And again, once again, north of Sports Center, you're going to see that northbound traffic on New Providence Highway all the way up to the six-exit roundabout. John F. Kennedy Drive also busy for you eastbound towards six-exit roundabout. And West Bay Street near Saunders Beach, slow-moving traffic as usual near that New Providence Highway roundabout. Back to JFK, you're seeing slow-moving traffic between Prospect Ridge Road and Bahamar Boulevard, both directions, heavy traffic there. and slow-moving traffic on Gladstone Road northbound, especially north of Bunnings Road right now. In eastern New Providence, Eastern Road not looking pretty for you, just east of Fox Hill to about Johnson Road if you're heading westbound. Bernard Road also seeing slow-moving traffic westbound drive, especially from Beatrice Avenue straight through to Robinson all the way up to Marathon and East-West Highway. Those are your hot spots right now. Good luck to you. And that's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend Traffic Alert brought to you by NUA, Insurance Agents and Brokers, your partner for smart motor insurance and advice that puts you first. Whether you're on the go or at home, getting an instant motor quote is easy. Give them a call or visit your nearest branch or log in anytime at nuainsurance.com.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance, because we've got you covered.
Put more money back in your pocket with a Fidelity debt consolidation loan. Why pay more when you can pay less? Reduce your monthly debt payments down to one low, easy payment. Apply for a Fidelity debt consolidation loan today. 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
The following is a paid political message.
Find it here. You're looking for truth. Find it here. Vote for MacGyver. She's here for you. See everybody. Change is here. Hey. Hands in the air. See everybody. She is a fighter.
That was a paid political message.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us all. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Join the Ultra family. Online signups are here, and it's ultra fast. Start winning from your phone. Sign up online in minutes and jump straight into the action at ultragames.com. And when you sign up online, you're entered for a chance to win a car. That's right, a car.
Okay.
No long lines, no stress. Just click, sign up, and start playing. Ultra Games. Unleash your luck. Must be 18 or older. Ultra Games reminds you it's only a game. Please game responsibly.
At Sea, understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth and live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Oh, we heading in deep space. Let's go. Oh, girl,
We're back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96 Strong. Chester Robards, that song is perfect for today because we've been talking about SpaceX. But also coming up, we're going to be talking with the Department of Education about Rake and Scrape Month. They're doing that in public schools. Find out more about that. So, hey, there you go. You're marrying space and Rake and Scrape, Chester. It can be done. It can be done. And later we're going to be talking with the Humane Society. The activists are still up in arms after the killing of that dog over the weekend by a corrections officer. So all that's coming up, but we continue to talk about what's in the news. We're going to get to Grand Bahama in a little bit. We'll do that a little bit later in the show. What's really happening here? What is the real plan for the port area, for Grand Bahama? Lots being said, but how are they going to achieve these goals? We're going to get to that in a bit. We have a whole lot of your text messages to get to. So this person says here, this texter says a lot of interesting things. Okay, so we've been talking about SpaceX and the $1 million that was donated to UB to build a weather satellite here by the students, and it would be owned by the Bahamas.
Yes.
And concerns about the Falcon 9 landings, right? So this person says here, if a foreigner said they want to build a Tower of Babel to heaven, we would say, yay. I mean, who's the we? You're talking about Bahamians? Okay. I bet this will result in the mark of the beast.
When you said they said a lot of interesting things.
Because it gets worse. And NWO system, what's that?
New World Order.
Oh, okay.
Remember from wrestling?
Sure. First, we don't have scientists to build a satellite over here. Not yet. That's what university is about. Texter. Anyway, we can barely manage BPL, BTC, or a construction site. So imagine a satellite. See, this is the type of thinking that will cause a country to always be.
Yep.
Ah, boy. I'm starting to think Bahamians are the R word here. Just you, Texter. And they go on to say, this isn't what you all think it is. How is bringing NASA, which means liar in Latin, to the Bahamas a good idea? Well, NASA? The Mon landing, moon, I think they're trying to say, but it's M-O-N. Yeah. The Mon landing, I thought it was a Bahamian.
Monday landing?
Or Bahamian, hey, Mon. The Mon landing was not real, okay? Doesn't anybody have any sense in this country at all? And they are all trying to break the firmament. And what about our marine life? Well, where are the environmentalists? This needs to be stopped. Same texter. Then they go on to say, how come y'all aren't talking about World War III? Do you all know what is going to happen? No. And how inflated prices? Prices? Well, okay, prices will be the least of your worries in World War III. We're not planning. Well, that's the one you don't need to plan for. World War III will be the end, and it'll be short, and the humans will be done. The ones who are left won't want to be here. You don't have to be worried about World War III, and we're not having World War III yet, so you could calm down. When you don't plan, you plan to fail. Okay. So
zinger.
There you go. That's all from that one texter there.
Okay.
The firmament.
Trying to break the firmament. So where are the satellites? They're not in the firmament yet?
That's a good question.
Did the moon break the firmament?
That's why the world's falling apart. They put up all these satellites around.
And then they infirm up there no more.
And now everything's chaotic. You could talk to people in Japan now and see their face. Clearly something's wrong. This person says they are doing some work in Coral Harbor. They are removing all the pine trees. Okay. I saw people asking them for the trees. I can only assume they're using them to make coal. These are interesting words.
Coral Harbor?
Interesting words. They are doing work and removing all the pine trees. People were asking them for them. Okay, these are interesting words.
There's a big plot of land being cleared very close to the Coral Harbor roundabout, which is the area I imagine they're putting all of the photovoltaic cells for the utility scale solar plant.
Oh, is it? Okay. Just heard on the news the Prime Minister speaking about crime. Did he want kudos for doing the minimum? Wait, well, that's mean. How about this? He speak about how all fees have been increased under his government's tenure. With gas prices on the rise, is he open to reducing the tax on gas to provide some relief? He did say that. It should have come to that. He'd be open. He did say that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're saying the traffic issue around those areas is because of BAISS. Oh, that's interesting. Around
people trying to get to the stadium.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it is.
Which stadium?
Well, you know which one it's not. Is that ever going to be finished? That's the question we keep asking. Remember, that's the question. Which one's going to be finished first?
Yeah.
Big Boy.
The old tourism building downtown.
Oh, that was three in the running for never to be finished. Tourism downtown, Big Boy Cafe. That's a Tower of Babel there. Yeah. And and then the Thomas A. Robinson Track Stadium.
Yeah.
Which is just sitting there without any chairs, any seats, just there catching the sun. What's going on? How much does it cost to build a satellite? This is not how innovation works. Nobody throws money at you. You first have an idea and a general sense of what you need and how much. Everybody's an expert. This is exhausting. We'll get you beyond to explain, but let's just stop that.
It's
this
okay.
This is really annoying.
It's all right. $1 million. $1 million is not going to build the lab and the satellite. There must be another plan,
right?
And an overtime thing.
An investment.
They're not going to launch a satellite tomorrow,
right? Yeah. Come on, man. Can you imagine if you are interested in science here and you hear adults talking like this? This is very dispiriting. It's very unnecessary. But it'll be good. We'll try to get them on to explain. But this negativity is really, boy. But anyway, here's another one. The $1 million. The $1 million donation from SpaceX raises an important question for us as a nation. At what point do we, as the old folks would say, lock down our gown tails and start behaving like the crack conch snack and phone card country? Well, phone card, okay. Quickly grateful for small gestures while overlooking the larger interests at play. Let's be clear, companies like SpaceX engage regions because it benefits them. This is how global business works. So who has oversight of how this donation is dispensed? And more importantly, when will the full terms of the launch agreements and activities in our region be made public? I think those are pretty much, aren't they?
Public.
Yeah. Transparency and national interest must come first. You can get all that information. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Let's take some calls. Good morning.
Go ahead.
Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight, and good morning, Chester.
Good morning.
Hi.
Dwight, just a word of advice, man. Take the phone calls first, man. You can always read them texts, man.
Oh, yeah?
Man.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. But, Chester,
yes, sir.
You said you were at the first landing.
Yes.
How many tourists were there?
A few on the beach.
A few.
Yeah.
You know, when this voice was sold to us, said that this was the next big thing in tourism. What impact is this having on our tourists? Are you seeing tourists flocking to see this landing? You think anybody gonna flock to see just a flash in the night?
I don't know.
Because this, according to Mr. Cooper, there are thousands and millions of people who follow these things all over the world just to see this thing.
Well, the challenge, I think, has been that they haven't been able to schedule it,
well,
right? You know,
also the first landing was a test, so they didn't go out.
You wouldn't want that.
The tourism machinery didn't throw itself behind the first landing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, again, was for more studies to be done.
Mm-hmm. And so it'll take how many days? 10, 20, 30 before people begin to... And all of these will be done in the night landings?
So, again, it wasn't all about tourism, right? It's about bigger than that. But he's saying that could be a potential.
Are we going to have Junkanoo and Rake and Scrape? People could make artifacts and all kinds of things like that. So far.
Well, it's just up to the people to do it, right?
Do what?
To make the artifacts, people might want to buy them.
If they could have seen it coming down, but you only think you could make artifact out of light, boom, and just say boom. Maybe when TJ say boom, boom, boom.
Well, again, that's for your safety. Right?
You will see what we will see.
All right. So you're saying what? Scrap it all, don't do it, and to heck with Starlink.
I'm saying don't. I don't see us benefiting from this. I know people go to Florida to see the spacecraft because they could actually see it. They could actually see it lifting off. But this thing is way out in the middle of the ocean. Let you have some powerful binoculars or whatever it is to see this thing or something like that, or they maybe set up something with a big telescope or whatever it is to see these coming down or whatever it is. I don't see us really benefiting, not from a tourism aspect of it.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Okay, again, that was
somebody out there maybe much smarter than I am and can give us the.
That wasn't touted as the biggest benefit. Thanks for the call. That was a possible spillover, something.
They did push it as one of those big things.
One of the things, and that might be right. And if the country took off as a place where there was this type of innovation, and it will be something in the future.
I had an opportunity to go and watch a shuttle take off, but there was a party that night, and I decided to go there.
Okay, let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, caller. Good morning. Are you there? Turn on your radio for us, please.
Yes. Good morning. First time caller.
Hi. Welcome.
All right. I was listening in, and first of all, the first question is, where is the other $149 billion for the satellite going to come from? Because $1 million being thrown to build a satellite wouldn't even scratch the surface of building such a lab. Secondly, with these landings from SpaceX, what is the cost to SpaceX using our territorial waters in order to have these landings? And if it's way out in the ocean, why didn't they choose Florida's waters in order to do these landings? And what's the environmental fallout? Has anybody done any type of studies concerning that?
Okay, you are new into Guardian Radio and to this whole discussion. It's been more than a year now we've been having of this. But yes, they've been.
They're in the second iteration of the environmental impact assessment.
We've had these discussions
and environmental management plan
about the money and about the tests, and everything's out there. You can find the information,
and you can absolutely go and find lots of information about why they land where they land.
Yes, it's all
how high they got to go, what trajectory they got to take. Like I said earlier, they got 3 landings coming up, and they're not in the Bahamas. They're out in the somewhere just because of the trajectory.
Is it Falcon 9 too?
Falcon 9, yeah. Falcon 9. Putting Starlink.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would love to do a study. I'm on the fence about this thing. I'm not gung-ho like Chester is, or
it's the science.
Entirely opposed. But I'm very curious how many of the people complaining are actually Starlink customers. Love to know. I would love to
that
know,
would be interesting.
Right? Like, how many people who are outraged have Starlink? Because we know a lot of y'all have it. but you're very happy about Starlink. It's amazing. It's amazing. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Are you there? Good morning.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Chester.
Morning.
Hey, Dwight. I think and just hear me out, what may be your perception of negativity could potentially be people's disenfranchisement with big talk, big promises, right? And more often than not, I mean, even in recent times, Grand Bahama, we get left with nothing but bills to pay.
Interesting.
And to pass along to our children. That's generally. Specifically, I am a Starlink customer. It is outstanding. But how many people do you think would be complaining if in negotiating the use of our airspace, right? With all of the assessments and the prerequisites, if every single school had access to Starlink from SpaceX, and they went ahead, just for the sake of whatever, tossed them in all sorts of things that would be beneficial to educating our children. Do you think a lot of people were complaining about those terms?
That's an interesting point. There was a little bit of that, wasn't there? About
a little bit. They gave every public school a Starlink.
But do you get my
Say that
point?
again, Chester, because they think that was part of it. Say it again.
No, they gave every public school a Starlink setup.
Not just give us the setup, but set up computer labs in our schools. So even if your promises and your words don't quite align, as it often happens, let's be honest about that, right? We get something that benefits the future of our country. How about that? Thanks for allowing me to contribute, Dwight.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
They've also said, help to increase, and I'm sure the Starlink satellite helps, STEM education in the schools. So kind of getting tired of the word STEM, but anyway, just because it's just everywhere.
You know what? I think we're going to have to, you seem to be in contact with these guys. Starlink on, so they can explain.
They haven't answered my emails.
And SpaceX on.
They haven't answered my emails in a month.
They can explain to the Bahamian people, and people need to hear from them exactly what they have done, why they've chosen this.
How many times do we have to say why they chose it?
Apparently, we're going to be doing this until it stops. Right?
You realize when you jump on a plane, right? The plane has a trajectory. If you go into Miami Airport, you're not going to Orlando first, or else the ticket would be astronomical. You get that?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The plane is going from here to Miami. It has a mission to get you there, and it's not landing anywhere else. It's the same thing with it's the same thing with a rocket. I mean, people are like, oh, why they choose here? I mean, they chose here because they have a trajectory that they want to follow, and when they let this thing come back down to Earth to land itself, well, after it falls out of the sky, after it puts something in a very specific place, it's going to fall back down to a very specific spot on Earth. So that's why the next 3 launches are not landing Falcon 9 here. It's somewhere else, but still taking off from Florida. Same place in Florida.
Thank you for that, Chester. Yes.
Did that help?
I don't. Okay. But let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi. Good morning. You're live.
Good morning. How you doing, man?
Doing well.
I just want to touch base on 2 points. One of which is we've got to understand for persons who are calling in and who wants to figure out why they can't land here, why they can't do that. We have to understand that in relation to any launches that go on, we have an atmosphere, and the shuttle you just can't shoot up something every day. There are windows within that atmosphere that they must be able to transit into and between that have already been exposed based on previous travels and so forth. So we may not understand the science. A lot of people may not understand the science behind it, but you just can't randomly say, okay, listen, I'm going up tomorrow. I'm going up today. I'm going up tomorrow. There is a trajectory, yes, and we must understand that there are limitations in relation to our atmosphere and where they can actually exit out from the planet into outer space, if I can make it as simplified as that. That's point number 1. Point number 2, I think the organization, Starlink, which I love, I think they can do a little bit more for our country in relation to, as the gentleman had mentioned previously, maybe some, do a little something deeper than just $1 million that they're giving to the university at this point in time. I don't know what else is on the drawing board, so I can't really fully credit anything to that or say anything much deeper than that. And I agree with the fact that, and I a couple of weeks ago, you guys had Batelco on, and they were like, oh, Starlink, oh, no. Well, why we need to do this and what? But let me just tell them something. And I was kind of just sitting back and listening, and I was saying, wow, these guys are really behind the 8 ball when it comes to internet quality and whatnot. And I can understand why they said what they said, but I'm going to tell you one quick thing. I can tell you this. Fishermen don't call the fish thing. And I can guarantee you, ain't no way in the world that any traditional telecommunication company, as far as internet service is concerned, is going to even come close to keeping up to date with a Starlink kind of quality. And they must understand that Starlink is updating every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for that. I really appreciate your call. Wow. Well, all right. So again, from the UB, the press statement they sent out, right? So they're saying that the donation will directly support advanced lab and workshops at UB, where students and faculty will design and develop a nationally built and owned satellite.
Right.
So that's support, completely funding.
Correct.
Right? So everybody calm down. Yeah. As the university strengthens its STEM capacity, it hopes to cultivate other partners to invest in STEM education and research. So the aim is to continue solidifying other partners in this effort as well. So this is the beginning.
The beginning.
All right, getting the students, Bahamian students, to understand that this is something we can do in the future. This is to get them excited and interested in doing this.
Yeah.
And we take it from there.
It's not likely if Bahamians are building a satellite, it's even going to be built here.
That's not what your article said. It said nationally built.
Yeah, okay.
Nationally built
It
doesn't
still
mean
could be
built
nationally
in the
built
country
by people, but
Nationally built somewhere else?
components can be built here.
Well, maybe if we have the right donations, we can do it in the future.
I don't build the 3D printers I use, but I use raw material in those 3D printers. Am I still making a Bahamian product when I sell something that I made?
But you're doing it here. But anyway, so now you're getting into
all of it isn't made
You're
here.
getting into some tricky areas here.
No,
but anyway, we can dream big.
If
dream
we design
big,
it,
folks.
and then we have to take, because the metals and the work areas that have to be sterile are somewhere else. That's what we have to do. That doesn't mean it's not nationally built or designed.
Well, see, now you're steering us down this very rocky road.
It's not a rocky road. It absolutely is.
Well, we could possibly in the future, with the right funding and the right interests and the right people involved, it could potentially happen.
The people we have working for NASA, and we say they're Bahamian rocket scientists, are they really? Are they American NASA rocket scientists?
This is a different conversation.
No, it's not just
different conversation.
Just don't muddy the water.
No, you did that. This is a very different conversation.
Don't make it difficult. That's all. Don't make it confusing.
Say that to our listeners.
Don't make it confusing.
Yes. Don't make it confusing. Dream big.
Exactly.
Thinking of ourselves as this tiny little country that can't do anything. Come on now. This person says that you guys just go along with anything. Okay. Sure. I'm sorry for losing control, harming you mentally, physically, and emotionally. What's happening? I want to do life. What?
What is happening?
What's
is that
happening?
For us? No, that can't be for us.
I don't know what that
that
text
wasn't
is.
for
That's very strange.
Morning Blend.
Can we just admit there is no real benefit to the Bahamas and stop all this foolish talk? These people didn't even know that there was a sonic boom. That they downplayed. They didn't know the sonic boom would be heard in Nassau. That should tell you something. I'm not a Starlink customer. I thought it was crazy just how excited everybody got for the opportunity to get money from Elon. I think that's what they're trying to say.
I don't think that was accurate.
I don't think
Nassau.
right. But anyway, I don't want to say that. If it had been told that was a sonic boom, would anyone have known what that was?
Right.
And people say, you heard that loud? I don't know what that was. Something must have exploded. And carry on with your life.
Right.
And now they're warning you that there will be sonic booms. And now
which they've said from day one.
The way they said it for day 2 was a little more forceful than the way they said it for day 1. Like, they told you a time to expect it. They told you all these things. It was a little bit different.
It's crazy to me how several seconds of noise has made such an impact in everybody's life.
I mean, again, you have missed it. You've missed it.
Well, I was there for a double.
You were there. That's different. But when we were miles away in New Providence and not expecting it, because how in the Exuba Sound could I hear this?
And I was asleep. I didn't hear it.
You slept through the second one, and you missed the
My
first
wife
one.
heard it, though. And we were in the same house. The kids didn't even wake up.
Tell Chester don't mock people's concerns. Is he a paid spokesman for SpaceX? Oh, good.
Oh, yes, Lord, let it be. Speak that into my life.
See, I need everyone to stop doing that, right? When people give you their views, stop saying that they're being paid by somebody to say it, right? I know that seems to be the standard for most people around here, but not everybody's doing that. They're telling you how they feel, and that's how they feel. They're not being paid. As to quote our previous texter, they're not prostitutes. Not everyone is a prostitute. Apparently, we have a lot of it here, but not everyone's a prostitute.
Enjoy the science.
Wow. So if the Bahamas said no to SpaceX, do you mean to tell me that would prevent their ability to put the satellites up? Of course not. It's a cost savings to SpaceX to land some launchers, I think you're trying to say, in the Bahamas.
Yes, which they've said.
And, fine, they might find somewhere else, but the cost of Starlink might go up too for Bahamians, and there wouldn't have been
cost
million
is
for UB.
Cost is the reason that your flight doesn't go from here to Orlando to take you to Miami.
That again.
I'm just saying the fuel and the et cetera, and all that, and the time it takes. That's what it is.
Okay.
Y'all need to be this fervent about lots of things that happen around here because
say that again.
Lots of people have an opinion on this, but some things going on around here y'all don't talk about.
Can you imagine if they had this concern about education? Chester, are you sure you're not getting greased by SpaceX? Also, SpaceX is working fine without the extra environment. What?
Huh?
When things are too good to be true, it is. We can't even manage our cooperations. How can we deal with this? This government doesn't give a crap about the environment or climate change.
Dear SpaceX, send me some grease, please. For all of this spokespersoning.
Send us some what?
Send me some grease for all this spokespersoning I'm doing. I don't want. They have lots of grease.
They're Americans, and they will not understand what you mean. Right? They will. You'll get a big tin of
Aisha,
oil.
tell them what I mean.
A big can of oil. Let's take these calls really quickly, and then we got to go to the news.
I don't want your rocket ship lubricant.
No. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. I want to speak on the law, but let me just first say, as the unofficial spokesman for prostitutes, I want to know that they would never do what we do for the money that we get.
Okay.
And for anyone who talks about SpaceX, the Starlink and fiber to the premises, have no understanding. It's like comparing a nickel to a dollar. Now, if you are now using the nickel or had the dollar, you should question why were you getting the performance of a nickel for the dollar. So that's the problem, because there's no comparison. In fact, LEOs, which is low Earth orbits, are basically last mile technology for places that cannot be reached, et cetera, et cetera. So we could question why are we getting what we're getting for what we should have for fiber to the home or premises.
Any issues during rain or storms?
All of that, rain, clouds, everything. So
wait,
this is
you are getting issues with when that happens?
No, I know. I'm familiar with both technology. SpaceX, like using satellite technology, SpaceX just brought it almost like you said when computers first came out in the 80s, and everybody had one. Everybody had access to satellite. Now, then later in the 90s, everybody had a computer. That's kind of like what SpaceX is doing for it now. And they're filling these gaps that fiber to the premises don't allow. So it's comparing, let's say, 200 megabytes to 1,000 megabytes.
All right, so you're confusing me, Seattle. So I was asking. I don't have Starlink, so
I'm saying, but you compare the two.
Do you have issues when there is rain?
No,
cloud cover?
I don't have Starlight. I would never downgrade to Starlight.
Okay.
Starlink.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's what I'm saying to you. So if the people are praising Starlink, they should question why their fiber premises have not given them the performances they should have been getting.
They're not paying for the performance package.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're actually
That's how it is
thinking
with Teslas,
that
too.
a dime is more valuable than a dollar.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
But
thank
the
you.
satellite, let me just on this lab for the satellite, which is the same like Starlink type thing, right? We are good at starting things, saying things, and it's good. It would have been great if we had a plan to attach this association. Because are you just starting a basic lab setup, where you started with $1 million, but you could run you maybe $100,000 a month to maintain it? Are you have a plan for eventually going to factory and tooling and building what is called microsatellites, which could cost up to $10 million? What about insurance for the things that we're going to do? What about licensing legal for the FCC ITU filings on a monthly basis? And the baseline for the insurance on any satellite we're talking about is $15 million. Okay, and so what about the launch ride? Are we going to be doing small ride share, or are we going to be doing dedicated launch? See, $1 million again, it's like you really, really need a gallon of water, and somebody spit in a spoon and give it to you.
Okay.
We always joking.
All right, thanks a lot. I don't know if we're seeing the big picture, though. And then, of course, we can always ask for more.
That conversation made it sound as if we're going into the satellite production industry. This is UB trying to start a new program.
Right. This texter says here, seeing those SpaceX rockets land and hearing the sonic booms actually sparked my kids' interest in space travel. So who knows? I mean, you might not. The previous caller was talking about tourists coming in, and that's not happening. But maybe right here, locally, this will encourage some people.
My mommy took me to Kennedy Space Center when I was a little boy, and I've been fascinated.
That's why you're
ever
like
since.
this. That's why you're like this. Well, there you go. See, that's great. That's great. One day for you, Chester.
I wanted to be a pilot too, but that never happened.
It's never too late. Never too late.
I did fly a helicopter
Get
once,
you to orbit space in one of those.
Yes.
One of those things.
Can the company pay for it? So I can write a story on it.
We'll find some sponsors. Some
It's only
messages.
$600,000, right?
Well, I'm sure it's gone up by now. Oh boy, these messages as we go to the break. This is gonna. How many more they want to do? They want to do what? 18
more?
more?
To do 20 last year.
Are we gonna have this every time?
Maybe.
Starlink chose the Bahamas because they know the government is run by jellybacks who will let Starlink do. That's. I think I saw that on a Star Wars or Star Trek
a
show.
jellyback. Trip. With jellybacks with triples on their heads.
Who will let Starlink do what they want to do regardless of the harm it does. Okay. Tell Chester, we already read this one. Tell Chester to stop minimizing people's concerns and stop mocking them. It's not funny. Whoa.
When did I do that?
I don't know. Maybe. They keep mixing us up. Maybe it was me. This is not how innovation works.
Does it?
Starlink works while raining and cloud cover, and it's cheaper than some of the other companies we have around here. They're saying. Okay, thank you for that. Good to know. Because those other satellites, gosh,
satellites,
those little dishes that we used to have.
Yeah.
They were. Ooh,
I missed those
too
big
much.
satellite dishes. The 6-foot satellite dish.
Well, the little ones. Too much wind, too much rain.
Direct one.
Okay. Well, we've got to have UB on. We're going to work on it in contact with them right now to see when we can have somebody on to explain this and what they're hoping to do. Good. And it's great to have people dreaming around us. Dream big, folks. Dream big.
I would look forward to the day that the Bahamians across the street designing components for a satellite. That'd be dope.
I have to read this as we go to the break, Mr. Producer. It's in response to the jellyback comment. Somebody says here, an abundance of jellybacks is the same reason Sam Bankman-Fried came here, according to the whistleblower.
Okay. Did they use that? term, jelly back?
Yeah.
I mean, the whistleblower.
Oh, I don't know. Probably not a bit.
Abundance.
Maybe we could. We got to go to break.
There's an abundance of grease, maybe.
From the jelly?
Yeah.
That caused the jelly.
The grease comes from the jelly. Petroleum jelly.
No, the grease made them a jellyback.
Yes.
And the love of grease
that's correct.
Causes you to be a jellyback?
Jellyback, yeah. A greasy back jellyback.
Right. Oh, boy. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
We flying round Jupiter, not too long past bars. I won't ring you just like Saturn, girl, make you see stars. I come in for a landing, making my approach. Someone eating in the cockpit, man, all I see is them little behemoth roach. Look, I won't be no track star, I won't win no race. I just want to be the first Bohemian to get in outer space. Imagine a house on the moon, one nice little clapboard shack, 2-foot cake in the front yard and one outside toilet and back. We heading in deep space.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. Views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, March 11th, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards, and we are scheduled to be talking with the Bahamas Humane Society about animal cruelty and some of the issues that we've seen that have made headlines in the past few weeks. We'll get to that in a bit. But let's begin with our morning business report. In the morning business report, a water sports operator expressing optimism that with clear, legitimate safety standards and consistent enforcement, the international reputation of the water sports sector can be restored in the country following the issuance of a notice by the Bahamas Port Department prohibiting all jet ski operators from accompanying guests or being present on a craft with them. Director of Sales and Marketing for My Own Water Sports, Astrid Nottage, telling Guardian Business, that they're aware of the ongoing efforts by the Port Authority and Special Task Force to enhance safety for all riders, as well as enforce rules in accordance with the Commercial Recreational Watercraft and Regulations Act, noting that operators riding with guests, the Port Authority's Code of Conduct clearly prohibits operators from accompanying guests on jet skis, and that this has been their company's standard operating procedure for more than 10 years. The Port Department regulations aimed at enhancing safety and enforcing stricter control over commercial recreational water sports following concerns from the U.S. Embassy. Cloud Carib is investing $7 million in the expansion of its infrastructure across the Caribbean as the company eyes data sovereignty for the region and improved artificial intelligence and cybersecurity infrastructure. The company is saying that significant capital injection is supported by global institutional partners, including Silicon Valley-based Partners for Growth. The company says that in response to increasing demand for onshoring sensitive data to ensure national sovereignty and data protection compliance, the company has commissioned new sovereign data centers that are under development in Bermuda, Curacao, and Guyana. And the focus of Bahamas Bridal Association members in 2026 will be on promoting luxury, multi-layered destination events that go beyond the traditional wedding experience. That's according to BBA President Leslie Pinder, who says that members' strategic priorities will highlight experiences that incorporate island elegance, modern design, and romantic tones unique to the Bahamas. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Tuesday, your market mover is CIBC, 6,727 shares, closing at 16.50 unchanged. Focall moving 3,000, up 64 cents to 7.70. Consolidated Water up down 23 cents, closing at 6.88. Emira Incorporated moving 1,000 shares, closing at 11.48, down $1.27. The BISX All-Share Index closing at 3,146.06, down 0.86. That's your Market Watch. And that's your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. We'll be back with more Morning Blend business in just a moment.
Hey folks, thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. You should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. And due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC has given us some trouble, sorry folks. And Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
Just one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on! We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Welcome back to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. And as promised, it's our monthly segment with the Bahamas Humane Society. But of course, a lot to talk with them about today, especially in light of that video that went viral over the weekend of the corrections officer shooting that dog on the street, dead, there during a procession of some sorts. But Kim Arana is joining us now from the Bahamas Humane Society. Kim, good morning.
Well, good. Hang on.
Yeah, turn that speaker down there.
Good morning.
There we go. We're good. We're good. How are you? Hope all is well.
Yeah, all is as well as can be expected when you're in the middle of chaos.
I can imagine. Let's get your reaction to that video. I'm sure you saw it. And yeah, let's get your reaction. Then we'll go from there. When you first saw that, what did you make of that?
Well, at the very beginning, I found the video difficult to understand. It was a bit, there was no excellent. Well, I was watching it silent because it was late at night, but I'm dumbfounded. I just do not understand how somebody who is a dog handler could have reacted that way.
Yeah.
The looking at it over and over again, the animals, the potcakes, never posed an actual danger to anybody. They barked. Animals on their home turf bark at animals who are not there, supposed to be there. They never lunged at anybody. They never bit. They never tried to bite. Let me assure you, if a dog wants to bite, he bites. Those dogs had, I believe that the prison people were at the end of the funeral procession.
Well, they say they were heading back to the funeral home where their kennels were.
The kennels were in a funeral home.
Mm-hmm. I guess in the parking lot. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the prison dogs?
Yes, attending the funeral of a canine trainer.
So the Bahamas police force keep their dogs on a property of a funeral home?
Or at least the vehicles in which their were, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, their vehicles where their cages were should have been at the actual grave site, and the dogs should have been lined up in the cemetery. The coffin could have passed them by. The dogs should have gone back into their cages in the car and gone home. Everybody who's lived in the Bahamas for more than 10 minutes knows that there are going to be roaming dogs on Soldier Road. This is not a big surprise to anyone, am I right?
Correct.
Almost every street in the country. Mm-hmm.
So, you are in charge of several dogs. You're going to walk along a street that you know is full of dogs. Whether that's within the law or not right now is not what I'm addressing. Why do you even do it? Unless you just want to swing along and be impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's talk more about the behavior of the dogs. Because a lot of people know, especially with potcakes, even if you just bend down as if you're picking up something, they will back off. Let's talk about more from what you saw. Again, you say they didn't lunge. They didn't appear to be in attack mode.
No, they were not even a question of appear. They weren't in attack mode. Full stop. I'm sorry I don't have it right now because it hasn't arrived, but I reached out to Dr. Jim Crosby, who's the leading authority in the world now for animal aggression. He trains the canine corps at Scotland Yard. He's been all around the world, Poland, New Zealand, Australia, training officers how to handle their dogs. He has seen the video, and he told me, one, no, the potcakes were not on attack mode, and two, let us remember that we can use something other than a real bullet to frighten a potcake away. As you say, all you have to do is yell, shoo, and they'll run away. But those dogs were back and forth. They were not. I mean, it was just to me, and I guess this will offend a lot of people. It was a disgusting display of militarized power from men in uniforms.
I don't know if you know, but I think from videos and the comments, the dogs belonged to someone. The yard that they were.
Duke Errol Strawn,
Mm.
the musician.
Oh, his dogs.
A 92-year-old man whose the dogs were given to him by his daughter, and the dog was just. Well, they were clearly owned. They were in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm so sick to death of watching the. I'm going to use the word stupid. Bahamians hate that word, but I'm going to use it. The stupid comments that follow some of these posts on Facebook about they were strays and the police dogs could have caught a disease. Oh, please give me a break. To start with, they were not strays. They were very clearly not strays. They kept running back onto their property.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that just should not have happened, and it shows a lack of training. To me, it's clearly a lack of training for the dog handlers, and I have begged that this country bring in Dr. Crosby to talk and train the police. One of his specialties is teaching police forces how to handle difficult situations with other dogs without harming anybody.
Yeah. No,
He's an expert on teaching people how not to get bitten and how to diffuse the situation.
Wow.
Now, this conversation is going to be a two-way street again. I've seen comments from police officers under this video saying, obviously, the dogs should never have been where they were, in the street, off a lead, or not in a gated yard. What's your take on that?
Oh, absolutely. It's against the law.
Yeah.
Your dog should be behind a fence. However, they didn't need to be killed for that.
Yeah.
If you're frightened of dogs, then use pepper spray. I assure you the dogs would have gone away.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe would have never ventured that close to the road again because they would remember the pepper spray. But in this country, we seem to have only one solution, and it's a bullet, and we shoot to kill.
Oh, boy. And that goes for almost everything, every person as well. Let's talk more about that. It is against the law, but we know we have many violations, many people who do not care, do not abide by this, especially in Eastern New Providence. It's a disaster out there. But what needs to be done to get this under control?
Okay, I'm going to make a few enemies now. I am also chairman of the Animal Protection and Control Board, which operates under the wing of the Ministry of Agriculture. There is an extremely good act that was written and passed. Actually, it was presented by then Deputy Prime Minister Brave Davis. It's been enacted. It's been in existence since 2010. We have no clout. We're not allowed to do what we're supposed to do. We're not allowed to enforce the act the way it's supposed to be enforced. The act clearly says that the Animal Protection and Control Board is the competent authority in certain divisions of domestic pets and what we call companion animals, which includes all dogs and cats. Every time we try as a board to do anything, anybody from government jumps up and says, "You're civilians, you're not government, you can't tell a government person what to do."
Wow.
So I said, fine, give me $1 a year and I can be a government employee. I'm a Bahamian. You know, we can resolve that problem tomorrow morning. It is probably the most frustrating experience of my life to not be able to make a difference when the guidelines give us the power to make a difference. Yes, every animal needs to be behind a fence or tethered, but we really don't like chains and being tied up.
Right.
We like dogs to be able to move around. That is their persona. But if we keep on allowing this indiscriminate breeding that takes place in everybody's backyard, because we're not enforcing spay and neuter, We need to change so many things. I would like a non-neutered animal to have a $500 license tag and a neutered dog to have a $10 license tag to start with. Let's push people where it hurts. Stop this breeding. We have baskets and baskets of puppies brought to the Humane Society weekly.
Wow.
And it's not necessary. If we spay it and neutered properly, I've told everybody we could solve this problem in less than 5 years. But it's going to take money from the government, dedication from the people, and enforcement from the police.
What's the reason? I mean, other than them saying that you don't work for the government, why haven't they enforced this act as yet, or fully?
Because we're the ones that would be doing the enforcement in a lot of the areas. It's like the Animal Protection and Control Board are the ones that would be doing the inspections of breeding kennels, the inspections of pet stores, the inspections of guard dog facilities. We would be the authority that gave the licenses or not. We would be the authority that made the recommendations. They don't want to give the board the authority. They want the animal control, what is the AC, Animal Control Department, which is basically the pound. They want their men and women to have that authority. And according to the act, the pound actually comes under our direction. But I can't even get into the pound.
Wow. So why not change it so that can be? Why haven't they done that yet? To change it so the pound can have that authority.
All I get told is, why can't we keep doing things the way we used to?
Oh my goodness.
Now, there are certain people who are not going to talk to me tomorrow morning, but it's frustrating, it's upsetting, it's annoying, and it's unnecessary. And it's so easy to start to solve the problem. It's not going to get solved overnight.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But if you don't, people say, oh, we'll just kill them all. That is actually ridiculous. It has been proven that the only way you can control the overpopulation is through spay and neuter. If you kill 100 dogs today, it's not going to make any difference.
Wow. So, Kim Aaron, I'm sure you know the Humane Society gets blamed for a lot of things. A lot of things are not under your purview.
Favorite scapegoat.
Right. Explain to us what you're not responsible for and what you are responsible for.
Well, what I've just told you is not the Humane Society.
Right.
Okay, I've been talking about the Animal Protection and Control Board. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
The Humane Society technically is not responsible for anything. We are an NGO.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we take the responsibility of running a shelter to take in unwanted animals and to rehome them. We take the responsibility of having vets that can provide less expensive or free care to people's pets. We have a rescue vehicle to go and pick up a dog save a dog that's at the bottom of a well or a cat that's up a tree. We take it upon ourselves to do that. Technically, we're not actually responsible for anything. We choose to be responsible for these things.
Mm-hmm.
And we get $100,000 a year from government, and it costs us at the moment close to $1,800,000 a year to run the shelter.
And who is responsible for roaming dogs, dealing with roaming dogs, strays? The pound.
Technically, the pound.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the pound is very small, and the euthanasia rate is very high. And we feel that it's very unfortunate. I mean, over the years, I have gone over to the pound and been able to pull some sweet dogs that were just in the wrong place at the wrong time and find them homes, because I feel it's tragic that, you're born because of irresponsible dog ownership.
Mm-hmm.
You fend for yourself. You get picked up, you get put in a dark cell, and then you get killed. Now, I know it's only a dog, which is what everybody loves to say to me, but it's also a life. And it's a life that hasn't committed any sin. And I find that, strangely enough, our fellow Christians seem to have forgotten that God created all animals, not just the human animal.
Wow. This text is
And we are
saying,
their custodians.
Yeah.
can you make an appeal? I think you did already, but say it again. Why it's important to neuter and to spay a dog, not even just for population control, but the benefits of doing it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, your dog's more likely to stay at home. The males aren't going to get testicular cancer. The females aren't going to get ovarian and uterus cancer. You don't have the unwanted dogs, which is really number one, because the health benefits are there. But the health benefits of spaying and neutering for your neighborhood are enormous. You don't have dogs chasing you on a bicycle, and you get wobbly and fall off and hurt yourself, even if the dogs were just playing around. You don't have dead dogs rotting in the bush near your house, which the rats then feed on. The rats then come in and could even bite your baby. Your baby could then die from listeria. I mean, there are a ton of different reasons why we need a national spay and neuter program that lasts forever. Until people understand what responsible ownership is and responsible breeding. The backyard breeders need to stop. There should be a moratorium on breeding for a certain period so that we can get a handle on what is going on, and then breeders should be made to adhere to guidelines. They should get proper licenses. They should pay for the licenses. Some of these guys are selling dogs for $3,000 a pop, puppies.
Wow.
And they pay a pittance for the license. It's wrong. And most of the breeders have other professions. They're not just breeders. And if you went in and saw the conditions, it's disgusting. Now, I understand the big thing now is because they can't bring in new blood, especially with the pit bulls, then interbreeding causes a lot of health problems. So now they're going over to Florida, they're buying sperm, they're putting it in a clear container, they put it in their toiletry bag, they bring it in, customs never sees it, and they're doing artificial insemination.
What?
Yes, sir. And I know that for a fact.
I thought you were going to say bringing back another dog, but okay, this is, well, that's wild.
So that's how you get around the law if you're bright.
Oh, boy. Okay, we got a call coming in. We're talking with Kim Arana with the Bahamas Humane Society. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Strachan, the Chester, and the young guest, Ms. Arana.
Hi.
Yes, so I do agree with her that the dog didn't pose a threat to the canine or to the officer, right? And I do agree that deadly force that was used, I don't think that was needed in this case. That being said, Ms. Arana said that dogs supposed to be in a closed-in yard, right? So they're protected and all that. But the thing is, if you walk around now, that's the law. They're supposed to be closed in the yard. I mean, who's enforcing the law? Because you could walk around the Providence Island, and like you said, on every corner there's dogs just running around loose.
That's what I just said. There's no enforcement of any of the laws.
Right, and to her point, it just goes to the Bahamas, right? There's so many things that we're not enforcing. You know, we need a whole systematic change, man.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying, Mr. John?
Absolutely.
Simple things that we can enforce, but we're not enforcing.
Yeah, we've got a whole lot of laws, but not enforcement. Thank you.
I encourage everybody when your campaigning politicians of all parties come by, do what I did. The first question I asked the only person who's come to see me is the PLP. I sat down with her, and the first question I had was, What are you going to do about the animal problem? Let them know that you want to see a change. This is the time. We hold the cards. We're actually electing our next leaders. So when your representatives come, ask them and then hold them to it if they win.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so these two messages, text messages coming in, I think they might be, well, this person says that there's a settlement in Central Andros where the citizens take a delight in poisoning dogs. They are bragging about it. After a few, I've lost 3 dogs in the past 2 years, and right now I have a 4th that looks like she's been poisoned. We've got a lot of people who are doing that. And then there's this text about what do you do about the neighbor's dog that won't stop barking into the night and is right by your bedroom window barking. We hope this person won't resort to poisoning, but what do you do? We've got these 2 issues going on.
All right, well, Andros and poisoning is against the law. It's an act of cruelty. The people should be charged. They should be fined. There are fines for that. They can be very high. There's also jail time for animal cruelty. Again,
is that being enforced, though? Is that being enforced?
No, nothing
Right.
is being enforced. I mean, you need to almost take the word enforced out of your vocabulary.
My goodness.
So, okay, what we need is back to the spay and neuter initiative. Settlements are easy. You go in, you spay and neuter everything above 3 months old. You go back 3 months later, you spay and neuter the ones you missed. And then you go back once every 7, 8 months and you spay the remaining animals that may have wandered in. Within no time at all, the settlement will not have unwanted dogs. Therefore, there won't be anything to poison. Now, if these are community dogs that don't belong, you have a slight problem here because who's going to take responsibility for them? But I think if there were only 5 or 6 community dogs roaming and there was some form of responsible care, there wouldn't be the desire to poison them. They're only wanting to poison them because they perceive them as turning over their garbage or digging up their crops or whatever. And once again, as I say, in the Bahamas, our solution is shoot to kill. If you're not shooting, you can poison. But now, they use a poison which can be bought on the side of a street that is so strong that the animal dies extremely quickly. What if they put that poison out and one of their beloved children touches it and then puts their sweet little fingers in their mouth? You're going to have dead kids. But we don't think that far. We need to think that far. So Andros, I think my only solution would be to have a sort of town meeting and try and identify whether the problem is overpopulation due to the lack of spay and neuter. B, I don't know who wrote the letter. If it's somebody who has some funds of their own, they could organize a spay and neuter clinic once or twice in the settlement, or do a cookout, try to raise the money. Contact. I know bark can't be everywhere, but there are solutions, but they're not immediate. And people need to exercise some patience and understand that these animals are desperate, but these animals are there through human negligence. Yeah, that's Andros. Now, barking dogs under your bedroom window. This is not new, by the way. I grew up, my parents had a house next door to St. Anne's Church, and I went to sleep every night with barking dogs, to the extent that when we went away and there were no barking dogs, I couldn't get to sleep.
Oh, boy.
So we're acting as if barking is a new problem. It has ever been a problem in the Bahamas. However, yes, you phone the police. The owners of those dogs can be fined. If you own a dog, it is up to you to have him on your property and to keep him quiet. Now, that may mean that your dog has to live inside the house at night. Oh, my goodness, people will go mad at that I suggested that. My dogs never bother anybody at night because they are safely inside, incidentally, where they protect me. Because if you leave a dog outside, somebody can coax him over to the corner with a stake while the robber comes in and steals everything you own.
Well, going back to the E word that we might as well take out of our vocabulary, is anybody getting fined for having a nuisance dog?
No.
Right. And the police, will they fun to you? Won't they make fun of you?
Look, it depends who you hit off. There are some very good guys who are supportive in the police force. I don't want this to come out as a total police bashing, seminar. There are some great guys who do respond, who do everything that they can. There are policemen who are sensitive. There are policemen who are compassionate. And then there are a bunch of thugs who don't want to hear about it. Like everything in life, you've got the mixture.
Wow.
And not every policeman would have shot that dog.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want us to go back at some point to why the police or any enforcement agency that carries guns doesn't carry other ways of disabling anything, including people.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
for people.
we shouldn't be just shooting. You might have somebody with a mental illness who runs out, who went to grab one of those officers. I guess they would have got it too,
Absolutely.
when they could have been stunned or pepper sprayed.
Yeah.
Very, very great point.
I worry about, and I was, again, keep going back to when I was little. Bahamian policemen didn't carry guns. And they certainly wouldn't have been walking along the street, waving them around as they walked along the street. That gun wasn't even holstered.
Yep.
What if and it had gone off? What if he'd missed and it hit? What if he missed and it hit anybody? More than one shot was fired. Where did the other bullets go?
Kim Aaron, you're making great points. We're running out of time. I want to take one more call and then your final words. Good morning. You're on the air. Hi, caller. Are you there? No? Okay. All right. So
Scared them away.
maybe. So what do we do? I know you say talk to your MP. But we know how this goes. They're going to say this is not a priority. They're bigger fish to fry. There's so many other things you have to deal with. So how do you get them to understand that this is important too?
Well, the person who came to see me actually didn't say that. I live in the West. I live in Killarney, and her name is Robin, and I give her surname.
Robin Lyons.
Yes, and she was actually very receptive. She's rescued dogs herself, and she understands. And if she wins, I hope she follows up with what she said to me. But I think we really spay and neuter is the only answer. Meanwhile, if you can keep your dog in an area that is fenced off, I understand that it costs money. I understand things can be tough. I'm not saying that the whole world has to immediately take their college fund for their kids and build fences. But I think that maybe because Mr. Strachan was elderly, nobody knew that there was this procession. I mean, it probably would have been a great idea to bring the dogs inside while the procession went by. But also we have to expect our government officials, and that includes prison wardens or whatever, to exercise common sense. And I don't believe that common sense was exercised to even place those dogs where they were. And then common sense wasn't exercised thinking the dogs were attacking. They weren't. And the nonsense that goes on about they were protecting fellow canine officers is drivel. The canine officers were plodding along quite happily. They didn't sense any danger. If they had sensed danger, there would have at least been an ear forward or some form of reaction. There was no reaction. There was no danger. The dog shouldn't have been shot. We need to arm our armed personnel with non-deadly force as well as deadly force.
Yeah.
But for instance.
Yes. What do you think should happen to that officer?
I think he should be disciplined. Now, I'm not privy to what discipline means in I presume he's part of the police force. I don't even know what force.
It appears to be Department of Corrections.
Yeah, I mean, it does make you wonder how I agree the prisoners are in there because they've done bad things, but how are they treated? Anyway, that's another conversation. I think he should be made accountable. And I do believe that they need to bring in better training for these men and women than they have now, because they're not, for anybody to think that their dog were in peril at that point, they haven't had sufficient training on reading dog body language.
Yeah. Great morning, Kim Aaron. Thank you so much, Bahamas Humane Society, but also the Animal Protection and Control Board. And we've got this is another one of these acts that is not fully enforced, and it's just mind-boggling how many there are. But good luck to you.
I'll sit back and wait for my hate mail.
Okay. But thank you for being here this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Take care.
We're going to take a quick break and be back with our final few minutes of Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, they're the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull, Fine Thread, Live Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clarkson, Island Luck, Starbucks, Apple's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Hey folks, thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. You should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. And due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC is giving us some trouble. Sorry folks. And Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
Just one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on! We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG Atlantic agents and brokers. Good like that.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With FAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
We are back with Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Chester Robards. Okay, so we were stood up by the Department of Education. We'll figure out what happened there. And we're almost out of time, so we will have a fuller discussion on what's next for Grand Bahama. After all the similar things that have been said and folks trying to pretend as if they were saying things that are different from each other. But the fact that what's being said might still lead to what's not necessary to fix the place, but we'll save that for maybe tomorrow.
It's appropriate if you do it tomorrow. We got Laverne.
Well, Laverne has just informed me that she has an engagement, so she will be able to join us tomorrow. Well, but in the spirit of Grand Bahama Thursdays, we might still do it.
Yeah.
Are you
Get
volunteering
yourself another Grand Bahamian?
Well, someone who's been there before, like you. Are you interested in joining us tomorrow? Anyway, speaking of hate mail, it's like earlier, this is about Chester and me.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah. This is a text we got earlier, I guess is around the SpaceX conversation. You guys are pathetic. You disrespect everyone's concern that doesn't line up with yours and make jokes about it. You contradict yourself all the time. And Dwight, yes, you, Dwight, you can't tell me you don't live under a rock. How you get that job, bro?
You got to frame that text message.
Well, obviously, you've been listening for 14 years.
Keep that one.
So I appreciate your support. Okay. Good morning. I have a neighbor that has 2 dogs tied next to my bedroom, and they bark all night. Can't get no rest. You need to call the police.
Mhm.
Call the police, and call every police.
Keep calling the police.
Call everybody. And maybe bring a lawyer down there
Call your
to
MP.
threaten them. And call the MP, call the candidates, call everybody. Like, you are driving me crazy.
Tell them to come sleep over.
That might be worse than the dogs. But anyway, my puppy that I got attached to, and someone poisoned her last week. Oh, man.
What?
That is crazy. That is crazy. That's very sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. This person says here, many people want dogs but don't want to take care of them with the food and the medical care, and it is quite a bit. The dogs, oh my goodness, they need as much medical care as
And the
humans.
medical care is as expensive as humans.
Oh, it might be worse. It might be
In some
worse.
cases,
It really is a lot of work, and so keep that in mind. This is not a toy.
Nope.
Not a toy. I have a neighbor, oh boy, that keeps their dog behind the gate but lets them out in the streets every morning to, I can't read this on the air.
They use the word?
Yes, but to use the bathroom in other people's yard. That's not what they said. Then puts them back in the, I guess, behind the gates.
Okay.
Well, that's really, really not cool. That
No,
person's a disgrace.
Mm-hmm.
This person says here, we run a slack country. All dog owners should be licensed and on leashes. The owners?
Them too.
And kept behind a secure property, and all stray dogs should be put to sleep. Oh, boy.
What?
And the hybrid dogs, what does that mean? Should not be allowed in the country. Hybrid dogs?
There's a cat dog? What's a hybrid dog?
Got a battery? All our native pot cakes have been shipped out of the country in the guise of culture. A cultural exchange, I think they're trying to say. Okay. Something is being lost in translation. But anyway. I'm 65 years old, frontline, 33 years in the protection of the nation. We have to stop making excuses for bad behavior and lawlessness, and government departments responsible to carry out the laws. I guess they should be doing their job. Yeah, well, somebody's preventing them from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Boy. And you know who. This person says that we have asked for animal control to come through Lifeboy Street because we have had stray dogs attacking children, but no one comes. Help, please.
Wow. Lifeboy Street.
Some of these spelling. I think the phones are doing this to you, right? It's not you all.
Spelling.
But some of these are quite interesting. Anyway, Dwight, my dog was tied in my backyard. Don't do that. The neighbors poisoned it because it hated being tied up all the time. The neighbors poisoned your dog because the dog hated being tied up all the time?
So, euthanasia?
So,
what's happening here?
Then the next tenant poisoned like 10 of my dogs.
What?
You had 10 dogs? And caught them on camera, went to the police, and the police said that we have no evidence of how your dog died, and we don't know what he was feeding them. Oh, boy. Well, that's crazy.
What?
Crazy. But you need to stop tying up the dogs. You should do that. But that's very sad.
Could they figure out the poisoning? You have to do a autopsy?
It's not the time. Not the time, sir. Not the time. Wow. Not the time. Good Lord. And final text here, just coming in. Please, people have difficulty licensing and insuring their vehicles. Now tell me how much concern we place on licensing a dog. Well, people have
There's
difficulty
the
doing the
answer to that
things.
question.
I mean, I don't know what this is. People have difficulty doing the things they don't want to do. Right? So, because there is really not much difficulty in licensing or insuring your vehicle. If you don't have the money, then maybe you should have a vehicle.
Can you license your animal online?
So you're saying this is the excuse to not do it because I got more important things to deal with? That's what you're saying?
That's
But
what
you're
they're
still going
saying.
to have the dog, even though you are having a difficult time.
That's what they're saying.
Okay. Well, that explains every problem we have in this country. Right? You want it, but you don't want to be responsible for it. The problem is you. Problem is you. And also the fact that nothing is enforced. That too. So, boy. Chester Robards, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Always a pleasure.
Appreciate you being here. I think you should consider tomorrow. And I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Going back under my rock. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.